And we're back. Let's try one more time. Okay na? Wait lang sige. Wait lang. Serge. Nagto-troubleshoot lang tayo. Test live pa rin to. Mabilis lang. Okay na. Sana mag-appear na uli. Alam niyo, sobrang interesting dito sa Facebook kasi parang selected people lang yung nag-a-appear sa stream natin. Or delay pa rin si Facebook. Sobrang exciting pa naman itong Ayun. Okay. Yes, sir. Finally. Fingers crossed. We're adding him, guys. Chill lang kayo dyan ni Ram.
Hi.
Ayan o. Ayos.
Kailangan pala naka-portrait.
Ano?
Kailangan naka-portrait.
Okay. Medyo baba mo ng konti para kita namin yung
Ayan.
Bro, it's been a while.
Yeah. It's been like, I think 9 years.
9 years,
when we started, yeah.
Solid. Alam mo, sobrang nakakatuwa nga. Sineshare ko sa Stack PH management team. Sobrang ang ganda ng career path mo kasi na alam ko first time ngayon lang tayo uli nag-usap like face to face, okay, pero if napapansin mo yung landscape ng application ng BPO application ngayon, 'di ba? Sobrang daming nagpi-pivot sa mga career shifters, 'di ba? Kasi definitely by the time that the pandemic started, sobrang daming nakakita ng value nung stability ng BPO panahon ng pandemic, and maraming magandang bagay sila nakita. And ayun nga, with your story, we can definitely inspire a lot of people. Hindi naman sa pine-pressure kita. Pero good vibes lang to sa Stack PH. Gusto lang namin, hindi naman to sobrang, alam mo yun, straight up formal corporate type of conversation. True stories to. If mapapansin mo yung mga pinopost naming stories, mga videos, actually mga ano yan mga galing sa Stack PH yun, yung mga stories ng mga naapektuhan ng pandemic, nagkaroon ng opportunity. Ayun, grow lang natin ng konti yung audience natin para hindi ma-miss out yung ano. I know sobrang busy mo, and Kamusta naman? Kamusta na?
Okay naman, pero it has been very busy in the past few months because of, like what you've said, the pandemic. I thought the hardest or the most challenging season of my career was last year, but it's way more challenging this year because of the things that are happening in the world. So, a lot of programs are downsizing because the business that they are supporting are no longer needed, or maybe it's no longer in demand, like hotels or some other businesses that are not operating during the early months of the pandemic. But for some programs though, they boom because they are essential businesses, and fortunately, the program that I'm handling is actually an essential business. So we multiplied, the headcount, and we hired a lot of agents, and we gave them the chance to choose between working on site and working at home. So it has been a very busy season.
Perfect, kasi a lot of people, they've been struggling a lot, especially sa art scene, sa services. it's good to hear that you guys are opening a lot of doors. And
Right.
diba? Parang at the end of the day, if you lost something and
Mm-hmm.
you it felt like it's the end of the road for you, man,
Right.
you guys are there. And thank you. Thank you
Well,
kasi with the transition, how
mm-hmm.
is it with regards to your let's say coming from your perspective, the training department? How are you guys how do you handle
Coping.
that kind of transition?
Like what I have said earlier, it was really challenging during the first few months of the lockdown. Like
Mm.
very fast, we had to transition from working on site or what we call brick and mortar environment to
Oh.
the virtual platform. So the curriculum was not ready for the virtual setup. Like we had to change the curriculum and the setup and the approach 360 degrees. So it was really challenging for the trainer because I mean for the trainers because it's really hard to engage your people or your trainees, your class, in
For
a
sure.
virtual platform. Some of them do
Mm.
not have cameras, so you really have to, use techniques in order to engage your people and also to bring out the best in them during training through different activities that are suitable for the virtual environment. But one thing that I think is better now during these times is the hiring because for some
Okay.
reason I thought it's not gonna be easy for us to hire about 1,500 agents in 2 months. That's how ramping we are in our program, 1,500. So
Grabe.
for your audience, I think that gives them hope that there's a lot of opportunities for them to work in the industry. Going back to the hiring, so I thought it was hard, but contrary to what I thought, it was easy because a lot of people are, looking for jobs. And fortunately, we are also looking for a lot of agents to support the ramp. Um, the applicants find it easy to apply in the company because we are just doing it virtually. So we do it on Zoom or over the
Definitely.
phone if they currently
More
don't have
economical.
internet. Right.
It's more
So they don't have to
economical.
travel. I know naman na every one of us does not feel safe, going
Of course.
outside or going to a site to apply for a job. But now the company Concentrix, or I believe that other companies also do it. We make it easy for the applicants to, get a job from us, right? Because the interviews are happening virtually. So there's no need to worry about,
Which is a
acquiring
good
COVID.
advantage. Perfect. It's already a good advantage. Pero let's put that aside muna. Let's
Mm-hmm.
focus with your career. uh,
Okay.
Kasi if you can still remember, when did you first apply? I mean, when did you first started your uh, your BPO journey?
Concentrics. BPO journey, to be specific, it was 2010 when I was in college. It was just, I think I got bored because I only got two subjects left when I was in fourth year college during the second semester. So I thought of maybe I can, work first in the call center industry. Back then, I didn't have the confidence. I don't even know how to speak in English straight, right? So that my English was very basic back then. So
Yeah.
for some of the watchers or the viewers now who think it's hard to get a job here. Well, it's gonna be challenging. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things, but I mean, if you feel that you don't have the skills now, the BPO industry provides the proper training for you to be able to upskill yourself. So there. But it was only like a minor experience when I was in
Mm.
college because again I just got bored and then eventually I had to take care of my graduation requirements, so I had to resign before I
Okay.
graduate. And then when I graduated, I was kind of thinking if I will be pursuing my career in media because
Mm.
that was my degree. And then I wanted to get a job or to find a job that would provide for my needs and wants, right? Because I want
Definitely.
easy money, right? So
Sure.
I tried again, like maybe I can try the BPO industry one more time, but this time for a different program. So there, I applied in the company, Concentrics. That was 9 years ago. And, at first, I just thought it was temporary. Like,
Okay.
maybe after 6 months, I would apply in one of the giant TV networks in the Philippines after I have acquired the necessary experience in BPO. But, as months went by, I kind of learned to love the job, and being able to assist the customers, being able to make someone's day. And then I found passion in training. Like
Okay.
whenever I listen to the trainers in the company, I admire them. I always think that they carry themselves well, right? So
For sure.
I was dreaming back then, like, can I do this? I mean, can I be a trainer someday? So there, I just practiced, and then I tried my luck. I applied for the first time for a higher position in the
Wait,
industry,
how
and
did you
luckily I got it.
practice? How did you can you tell us more about that process? How did you train yourself?
Mm-mm.
Where did you find those how did you access that type of resources that you're gonna be
Okay.
needing to support your application or support your career growth?
Yep. Good question. Back then, the resources are very limited in terms of upskilling yourself in communication and being able to lead people. So it's more of a self help, right?
Mm,
I just practiced my communication skills by always speaking in English.
okay.
This is very gas na, right, as what they say. But
Yep.
I watch Hollywood films, series, and stuff, because that's where I get the phrases that I can use whenever
Man, that's
I handle
very
calls, right?
effective. Definitely, that's very effective. You should do that. Series, movies,
Mm-hmm.
interviews, documentaries. You can absorb a lot of things. A lot of you can definitely understand how a specific word being pronounced, and at the
Mm-hmm.
same time work on that, diba?
Right, and
Ayun,
also
for
you'll get their expressions, their
oh,
tone, and you're lucky if you get their accent, right? But you don't have to for as long as you are understood and your English is standard. Um, yeah, when you get a job for the first time in the industry, you would remember what I said. Your trainers would normally tell you or would normally ask you to watch a series or a Hollywood series, movie or such, or also read books so that you can widen your vocabulary in the language.
for sure.
Those things would really help.
Anong masasuggest mong best movie for them? Especially for the newbies, what are the best series that you can suggest? At the top of your head, kahit random lang.
The latest series that I have watched, I'm sorry, but right now I'm very busy with my job. But the latest one that I was able to finish was How to Get Away with Murder.
Ah,
If you guys are familiar with that, I think
yes.
that was the last season already. So yeah, that was the latest series that I was able to complete.
Is
I
it?
am also able to watch some series, but not really focused. Like I
Mm,
watch some episodes like um, Stranger Things, the popular ones, but not
of
really.
course.
I'm not really able to finish them nowadays.
Especially those type of series that has a lot of conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yung mga conversational na series. And
Siguro
well,
Friends, yan. Maganda.
friend yan. Oo. Yung importante yung may batuhan eh.
Oo.
Yung may straight conversation. Especially the type of conversation that they can use as a
Mm-mm.
reference, especially addressing a customer, right? That will
Oo.
comes handy. So, by the time that you're trying to train yourself,
Mm.
what are your early challenges early on? What are the things that you need to overcome ng mag-isa ka lang, ng sa sarili mo lang?
I think the biggest challenge when I was starting is really my confidence in speaking the language. I
Mm,
believe a lot of the first timers can relate to that challenge, um, especially if you're not used to speaking in English, you're not used to watching English movies and series. Like sometimes, we enjoy watching ABS-CBN and GMA, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love
Yeah,
local series and movies, but
for sure.
one thing that would help yourself is to really explore, other areas, right, and other platforms. Yeah, that was the biggest challenge, my confidence. Um, First is my confidence in speaking the language, and the other one, I mean, if I'm talking about my role after being an agent, which is being a trainer, um,
Mm-hmm.
confidence in speaking in front of people. I'm always afraid of being judged. Like, how did you become a trainer when you don't have that confidence, or when you are not an expert yet in the product that we are supporting. So, my stage fright whenever I train, that was something that I had to overcome during my early months of training. Pero, it was just a short period. I think I was able to
Pero
overcome that quickly.
nakatulong ba yung media training mo back then? Kasi you're actually studying communication arts ba or
Broadcast communication. Yep.
broadcast communication. So, may nakuha ka bang training doon na, na that you think is useful for your transition?
Of course, kasi communication yung course. So,
Mm,
I learned, being able to speak in front of people. Pero kasi it's a bit different, di ba? The environment is a bit different when you compare media and
mm,
business process outsourcing. Kasi sa media, more on Tagalog naman kami before, right? Whenever we do
yeah,
reporting, parang bihira naman yung talagang pure English na reporting when I was in college. It's more of Tagalog. Even the movies that we are shooting when I was studying, lahat naman yan, I mean, in the Filipino language. So, yung confidence nandun, when I was in college, kasi I'm comfortable speaking the Filipino language, right?
okay.
Tapos, parang basta yung mga comfortable ka lang gawin. Pero syempre, it's a total shift when you are speaking a language that you're not used to.
So basically, what motivated you to go outside your box, outside your comfort zone? What are your early inspiration during that time?
Number one will be growth. Kasi, people would always say that call center job is dead end, right? Like, there's no future, it's not stable, you're just gonna take in
Yeah,
calls forever, you're just gonna be cursed by your customers day in, day out, right? But they don't
yeah,
know that there's really a career and growth in the industry. There's a lot of things in store for you. If you want to be in training, then you can apply as a trainer, hone your facilitation skills. Or if you want to be part of operations where the action is happening, you can also try that out. So that's my inspiration. I want to grow because I want to prove that my choices are right based on what I need and based on what I think is best for me, and also of course to be able to provide for my needs and also to help my family, right?
of course.
Because if you get promoted to a higher position, eventually you'll get to earn a very decent amount, right? To be able to buy the things that you want and to give your family a better life, right? So those are my two inspirations. I want to grow as an individual. I want to grow my career, and then the second
Yeah,
one is to be able to provide for my family.
which is very important. Actually, that's the most important goal that you need to keep an eye on. It's an
Mm-hmm.
ongoing thing to provide for your
Yeah.
family,
Uh-oh.
to keep on growing, that consistent growth. That should be right at the top of your head all the time. And at the same time, if you will give an advice, let's say that same person that you're describing earlier,
Mm-hmm.
um, it will be transported to 2020, and yun nga, there's there's pandemic, there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of there's a lot of things going on outside, and actually it's gonna be easier nowadays kasi you have Google, you have YouTube, you have
Right.
everything.
Uh-oh.
um what are the most important advice that you can give to our audience, let's say if they're just starting their career just now?
What I would say is maximize your resources. you are now in a generation where your resources are just in front of you. You just have to log into your computer, and then you'll be able to see thousands of inspirations, thousands of resources that would help you grow, and that would enhance your talents that you would be able to use when you apply or enter the industry. Also, be confident. When you have your resources in front of you and you made use of them, always believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, all of the things that you have used to improve yourself would go to waste, because whenever you are being interviewed and you're not that confident, or you are nervous whenever you're answering questions, it would definitely affect the outcome of the interview, and the interviewer, or the one assessing you, would think that you don't have the minimum skills requirement to get the job.
For sure. Those are amazing stuff, man. That's true. There's abundance of resources that they can definitely take advantage.
Mm-mm.
And obviously, eto, hindi to showbiz na question ha. Pero why concentrics, bro? Why concentrics?
Kasi ito yung pinakamalaking BPO, de joke lang. Back
Ah,
then, actually it
yung
was,
sinasabi ko
you know naman na it
kanina.
was, actually, naman na Concentrix is already a combination of different BPO giants, right? Um,
For sure.
it has, Stream, Converges, IBM, and Concentrix in one organization, right? So, if you are looking for a good environment, or people that you can work with that would enhance your skills and talents, then Concentrix would be the best company for you, because there's growth here. Not only that, it's the biggest private employer in the Philippines. Again, not just BPO, but it's the biggest private employer in the Philippines, with around 90,000 employees. So obviously there's growth, right? Because it's a big company. There's a lot of programs, a lot of sites to manage. So if you're looking for a future promotion, then you are in the right company. Concentrix also has um, a lot of perks, and it has competitive salary based on the market, or based on what is being offered in the market, and also it has continuous engagement. Me, when I'm selecting, when I'm being asked what a good company is, I want a company that doesn't only provide the salary that I want, but also a company that continuously engages their people. Because sometimes, even if you're earning enough, if you get bored, or if you don't feel that you're not being engaged, or not part of the bigger picture, that's when you start exploring somewhere else, right? But in Concentrix, it has both, the benefits as well as the engagement.
And definitely, there's a great environment within that concentrics community.
Mm.
Marami kang mamimit na amazing
Oo naman.
connections, friends, and parang natawa ka dun sa connected friends.
Wala, natawa lang ako. Wala namang ibig sabihin.
Pero seryoso yun, seryoso yun. If you're looking
Mm.
for a company that will allow you to do a lot of things, man, based from what you've mentioned, that's a technical side of it. Sobrang stable ng Concentrics. And one
Mm.
thing that I wanna commend is that you guys were able to handle the transition in no time. Like
Right.
the way I am seeing things, how I see things being developed from the traditional setup, or
Mm-hmm.
from on-site operations, transitioning thousands of people
Yep.
para magtrabaho at home. That's very commendable, man. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot
Thank
of
you.
horror stories,
Yep.
from different companies, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even I think even in Concentrix, it has all I mean, it was also a challenge for us to transition. Luckily, we have the right leaders working, for the company, we are intentional in making sure that the employees of the company still have jobs, during the pandemic, and even those who were not
Yeah.
able to work during the first 2 months of the pandemic, they are getting their salary even if they are not able to work, right? And that's
Actually,
such
sobrang
a
thank
huge
you. That
investment.
alone, that
Yeah,
alone, that alone, that will make you feel that you're being valued, diba? Nobody is
right.
actually expected that, technically, right? And it is something that we should be thankful for. The opportunity alone, being intact, being
Mm-hmm.
stable, that is something that we should value. And yun nga, coming from the training team, definitely, if you're a newbie, this is my first call center experience, and you guys are gonna be handling my training. Sky's the limit, man. I'm not
Right.
trying to sugarcoat it, pero I'm sure you guys have a very capable hands enhancing talent, and that's the main reason why we are connecting a lot of people to Concentrics. Kasi we believe in you. We believe in Concentrics with how they do things and how they can grow
Mm-hmm.
how they can grow talent. And yun, bro, I wanna thank you for this inspirational morning. I know sobrang busy ka today, and I hope this is not the last stream that we're
Of
gonna be
course.
doing, kasi uh, marami marami pa kaming gustong gawin, and I know you're very busy. I just want to introduce the team. I just want the people to see that there's a lot of amazing things that will happen. And yun, we've been working with Concentrics heavily, and thank you sa time mo, man. Thank you sa time. Maraming salamat, maraming solid. Yung transition mo from from college to
Right.
what you do. Bago natin end yung call, please magpakilala ka naman sa audience natin para malaman nila kung anong ginagawa mo for the company.
Yep. I'm Ram Kevin Espiridion. I'm one of the training managers of the biggest BPO in the Philippines, Concentrics. I handle different programs in my years of experience in training. I've handled technical support, customer service, sales, retail, which is my current program. And in the industry, you'll be stretched, right? Even if I mean, including those that you haven't studied in college, you'll be able to learn. You'll be an engineer, you'll be an accountant, you'll be a salesperson, or what have you, right? So if you have a dream in becoming successful in the industry, the first step is that you try applying, of course. And when you apply, just have a few tips for you so that you can ace that interview and get that job. So first, when you are being asked for, when you are being asked by the recruiter to tell something about yourself, make sure that what you're telling them is somehow related to the job that you're applying for. So if it's customer service or technical support or whatever, maybe you can give them examples of how you were able to help people in the past, maybe in a volunteer job or in school projects or presentations or initiatives, right? You can also talk about your problem solving skills, maybe, right? Um,
Yeah.
Also in the BPO industry, we are looking at commitment, right? We want people who would stay with us for a long time because that's the key to success of each of the programs in the industry, because the more tenured the people, the better the performance will be, right?
Of
And
course.
communication skills, don't be nervous whenever you are being interviewed. Always believe in yourself. Whatever you have practiced, whatever steps you have done in order to improve yourself, just believe in it, right? So that it would come out smoothly when you are being interviewed. And also, this is a stressful environment. The interviewers are also keen in how people or how the applicants are handling stress. Like sometimes that question might come out. So always, show them that you are good in handling stress, because that's a very important factor in the industry. Okay, and at the end of the day, you don't have to be perfect when you're applying for a job. You don't have to have, you don't have to be 100% ready for the job. What we are looking for in the recruitment process is someone who's trainable, willing to learn, and is open to feedback. That's it.
That's amazing, man. Super golden. One last question, bro. How do you handle stress? Share mo naman.
Ako, for me to be able to handle stress, aside from watching movies or, I'm just browsing social media, I travel when I find time. It doesn't have to be an expensive travel. It can be just, somewhere nearby. But, just to relax and to be in an environment that is totally different from what I do every day. And I think that doesn't apply just in this industry, but also in everything that stresses you, right? Go somewhere that's totally, that go in an environment that's totally different from where you're working at.
Yun, man. Thank you, bro. Sobrang salamat, sobrang salamat. And yun, um, I'm sure, we will post this stream. We'll still share this. We will keep this on the page. And yun, hopefully we can do something in the future. Who knows, 'di ba?
Yep.
Salamat sa time mo.
Thank you
I
then.
know sobrang busy mo. And thank you, bro. Okay?
Thanks for having
Salamat.
me. It's my pleasure.
Ayun, do you wanna promote anything or page Instagram or anything that you wanna share?
Wala naman. I haven't pursued my dream in YouTube. Just kidding. But, I don't have a page right now, but, maybe in the future. But for now, I just want to promote Concentrics, and we are in need of thousands of people right now
Oh,
to support our programs.
that's very important. Can you share what LOD you're handling or confidential yun for now?
I can give you the nature of the LOB or the account, right? I'm
Okay.
handling retail, which is an essential now. Like if you came from a program who is downsizing, like tourism and service, now retail is booming because that's a very essential. That's an essential industry right now. People are resorting to shopping their needs, doing online shopping and stuff. So that's why we multiplied our headcount.
Definitely, we will do our best to be more productive in terms of getting
Yeah.
more people, spreading the word out there.
Yep.
And sa side naman ng Stack PH, you have a very capable talent acquisition managers online almost 24/7. You can actually contact us, send us a DM
Yep.
right away.
Awesome.
We can help you. Again, you have Ram waiting for you guys, and he has a very capable training team to help you out with your journey, with your career journey. And yun, this has been a very inspirational morning, bro. Salamat.
Thank you.
Digital high
Thank you
five
so much.
naman tayo dyan. Yun. Salamat, bro.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Please, guys, share the stream. Maraming salamat. Good morning. Bye.